Halloween Fest, and today's video is going to be the top 10 scariest places on Earth. So let's get to it.
Number 10, Willard Asylum for the Chronically Insane.
Willard Asylum is located in New York, and it was built in 1869 and closed in 1950. The average stay for a patient was 30 years. So what makes this place so dang creepy is that they said once that you're committed, don't leave unless it's in a body bag. In the early 90s, hundreds of forgotten about suitcases from these patients was found locked away in the attic. Apparently, when patients would first come to the hospital, they would bring all their essentials, everything they thought they would need while they were stayed there. So like family pictures and heirlooms and just prized possessions, only for these family jewels to be locked away in an attic and forgotten about for decades. And some of the most chilling photographs I've ever seen, photographer John Chrisman took pictures of these long forgotten suitcases.
Number 9, Chateau Miranda.
Chateau Miranda is located in Belgium and is a favorite amongst ghost hunters. The Chateau was built by French aristocrats trying to escape the revolution in 1866. It remained in the family up until World War II. It was then sold to the National Railway Company of Belgium and converted into an orphanage up until 1989. It was then abandoned, and the family refuses to sell it to the city even though they have made multiple offers. The family's refusal to sell or even upkeep the Chateau has created a lot of mystery. Combined with the Chateau's past, many speculate there is a cover-up of something horrendous that happened. If you do want to visit this insanely creepy place, you might want to get a hurry on it. Demolition is scheduled for this year.
Number 8, Chateau de Brissac.
This chateau, located in France, was originally built in the 11th century, but then later rebuilt in the 15th century. This chateau has been home to many historically famous people throughout its lifetime. What makes this chateau so creepy is the lady in green. The current resident, the Duke of Brissac, and his family are accustomed to seeing the green lady walk the halls, but apparently their guests are not, and her appearance of gaping black holes where her eyes and nose should be makes her resemble a walking corpse. And if that appearance doesn't scare you enough, apparently she moans throughout all hours of the night while walking the hallways. She is said to be seen the most in the tower room above the chapel.
Number 7, Catacombs of Paris.
The catacombs in Paris are so creepy, numerous scary movies have used it as the basis of their plot. Unless you've been living under a rock, you have seen one. The new movie, As Above, So Below, takes place in the catacombs. In the 17th and 18th century, the cemeteries have gotten so full that they began tainting local water supplies. So as a way to avoid further tainting, they created the catacombs in the 18th century. The catacombs were created by using the historical stone mines that lie beneath the city of Paris. The catacombs are home to over 6 million skeletons. So if you have the guts and the interest, you can take a tour.
Number 6, Monte Cristo.
The Monte Cristo homestead is located in Australia. It was built by the Crawley family in 1885, and they owned it all the way up until 1948. The homestead then went unoccupied all the way up until 1963, when it was then renovated and turned into the museum that you see today. But the homestead has gained the title of Australia's most haunted place for a reason. There have been many, and I mean many, tragedies at this homestead. There was a murder of a caretaker, a maid was said to have fallen off the balcony, a stable boy had caught fire, and a mentally impaired man was chained to the dairy for over 30 years. Everything from ghosts to unexplained sounds and lights have been said to occur at this homestead. If you want to know more about Monte Cristo, it has been a favorite of ghost hunters, and you can see it on numerous ghost hunting shows.
Number 5, Winchester Mystery House.
The Winchester Mystery House is located in San Jose, California. It was the home of Sarah Winchester, who was the widow of gun magnate William Winchester. The Mystery House has over 160 rooms, and its floor plan is like a maze. It has stairs that lead to the ceilings and dead ends. In 1884, Sarah turned to the help of a medium after claiming she felt haunted by the spirits of her dead husband and her child, as well as anyone that had been killed by a Winchester rifle. The medium recommended reconstruction of the house because the ghost would be too preoccupied trying to figure out the new floor plan that they wouldn't have time to haunt her. But the catch was that Sarah would have to continuously reconstruct her house. Sarah took the medium's advice and continued reconstruction until the day she died in 1922. This famous maze house has now become open to the public, and you can take tours there.
Number 4, Indiana Demon House.
The Indiana Demon House is located in Gary, Indiana, to the Amons family. What makes this more than just the typical scary story of a haunted house is that there's actual police official documents that kind of support what the family's claiming. The Amon's family moved into the house in 2011, and that's when things started getting freaky. The mother claims her 3 children are possessed by demons. She says at times they'll sport evil grins that are unnatural for a child's face. They will speak in deep voices that are not naturally their own, and one child is even claimed to have walked backwards up a wall and ceiling. Before you go and dismiss this because it sounds awfully similar to The Exorcist, the caseworker from Child Protective Services who was sent there to evaluate the mother for mental illness or child abuse claims she also witnessed this act, as well as the nurse that was also there. So many people in the town believe the Amon's family claims, even police officers from the police department began to be too afraid to step foot on the property. A clairvoyant even came to the house and deemed that there was over 200 demons living in the dwelling. In case the official police reports aren't enough for you, apparently there's an audio recording of a demonic voice that was recorded inside the house that you can find online.
Number 3, the Sultan's Palace.
The Sultan's Palace is located in the French Quarter of New Orleans. The house was built in the 1800s, and due to the things that took place there, has earned the title of House of Horrors. The Sultan was known for throwing lavish parties, using opium, and even torture. The Sultan had many wives and much more children. He was also said to have a harem of young women and young boys held against their will. But what's even creepier than the things that took place while the Sultan was alive was the things that took place during his death. The Sultan was said to have been buried alive in the courtyard after the rest of his family and the harem of young women and boys had been hacked to death by an unknown murderer. The palace is said to be haunted by the angry spirit of the Sultan, so if you go there for a tour, expect to encounter a mean and pervy ghost. This sounds like a plot from American Horror Story.
Number 2, Suicide Forest.
The Suicide Forest, whose actual name I can't pronounce, but I will list it right here, is located at the base of Mount Fuji in Japan. The dense shrubbery and lack of wildlife creates an eerie atmosphere, and that's not the only thing that makes it so creepy. Since the 1950s, hundreds, if not even thousands of Japanese people have made this their final resting spot on Earth. In 2003 alone, 105 people committed suicide in the forest. Suicide has become so common in this forest that there are even signs scattered throughout the forest that say, "Think of your family and life is precious." The Suicide Forest has even inspired a documentary that can be found on Netflix under the same name.
Coming in at number 1, the scariest place on earth, St. Augustine.
St. Augustine, located on the eastern coast of Florida, is the oldest continuously inhabited city in North America. Founded in 1565, it is said to be the most haunted city in all of North America, and even one of the top most haunted cities in all of the world. There have been sightings of ghosts everywhere in the city, from the Ponce de Leon Hotel that is now Flagler College, to the lighthouse, to the Fort of St. Augustine. There have been sightings of ghosts everywhere in the city. There's literally too many places to list. But the most haunted and famous place in all of St. Augustine is the Huguenot Cemetery. The cemetery was created in 1821 as a public cemetery. Due to the yellow fever, the cemetery's body count has exceeded 436 bodies. Visitors of this cemetery have said to see ghosts both day and night. In the 8th grade, I actually got to take a field trip to the cemetery, and I have to say, it is quite unnerving standing next to those gates. As one can expect from the most haunted city in all of America, there are plenty ghost tours that are offered throughout the city. But make sure you bring your camera to capture anything paranormal. Thank you guys so much for watching my 3rd installment of Halloween Fest 2014. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share it with your friends on any social media. If you're not yet a Katy Cat and would like to become a Katy Cat, who's becoming a Katy Cat?